So another really important model of the Congress and how the Congress operates is called the party cartel model or party cartel theory. And what the party cartel theory says, or party cartel model says, is parties everything. So preferences model said forget parties, and party cartel model says no, parties are everything. If you want to understand what happens in Congress, look at the parties, all right? For something to pass, if you want to pass something, so I'm going to say in order to pass something, you need to get a majority of whatever party has control. Or another way of putting that is the majority of the majority party. Again, if the Republicans have more people there than the Democrats, they're the majority party. The Speaker of the House is a Republican. The House Majority Leader is Republican. The people who are in charge of all the committees are Republicans, at least since 1994. All of these people are Republicans, right? So they call the shots. And they're not going to pass something unless a majority of them like it. So if all the Democrats like something and 49% of the Republicans like it, it does not come to a vote. They actually keep it from coming to a vote. So without this, a bill does not come to a vote. Now remember what a cartel is. The reason why we have this name is a cartel, it comes from economics. A cartel solves collective action problems. And the way that it does that is it holds members in check. So you get members to cooperate to achieve something that makes everybody better off than if everybody does not cooperate. And it prevents people from switching over and not cooperating and getting a better deal for themselves at the expense of the other side. In other words, it's a way of solving the prisoner's dilemma. Remember, a prisoner's dilemma is where you're better off cooperating, but the fact that you can do a little bit better by not cooperating ends up causing everybody to not cooperate, and then you get a much worse outcome. So it's worse for everybody. Cartels solve that. And the idea behind this theory, you don't need to know this, but it's by these two guys named Cox and McCubbins. You don't need to know their names. The idea behind this theory is parties operate like cartels. They solve collective action problems. They keep members in line. They protect the party brand. So, political cartels, parties, protect the party brand, and they do so by preventing legislation. So I'm going to write this down. Protect the party brand by preventing legislation that a majority of the party does not support from coming to a vote. So what happens when Dennis Hastert becomes the leader for the Republicans in the House, he implements essentially exactly this principle. It's called the Hastert Rule, and it's exactly this principle. He says, unless a majority of Republicans support something, it will not come to a vote. All right? A majority of my party has to support it, or it's never going to get voted on. That's conditional part, or that's not conditional party government. That is party cartel theory. All right? So the Hastert Rule is a really good example of that. Anytime you see members breaking ranks, anytime you see Republicans voting against their party, and especially if you see the minority party passing a bill that the majority of the ruling party does not like, well, that's an example of that model not working. So the Hastert Rule is when it does work, and it doesn't explain when the majority party, here's the term, gets rolled when the minority party passes something that the majority party does not like. And by that, I mean less than half of them like it. So maybe the Democrats pass something and all the Democrats vote for it and 30% of Republicans vote for it, so it passes, but the 70% of Republicans voted against it. Well, the fact that every once in a while happens, well, that's an example of the model not working. So the key points here, party cartel theory. Parties are everything. Preferences said forget about parties. Party cartel says party is everything. The party decides what gets voted on. The party prevents collective action failures. It solves the prisoner's dilemma, and it calls all the shots. It works really well in the House of Representatives. It works less well in the Senate. All right, that's it for that one.